Hi again guys, it's Dave. It's nice to see you all again. In case you've missed it, I did a review on the Scorpion ADX1 or the Scorpion AT950 if you're in America. And now I thought I'd have a look at my other helmet, the HJC I90 here that I bought after the Scorpion ADX1. So yeah, really nice helmet. As you can see, it's not as versatile as the ADX1, so there's no peak design. It doesn't sort of have side panels you can clip on and a visor you can strap on the top. But it's a very, very comfortable helmet. I've ridden HJC with HJC helmets for years. I've always found them very quiet for the price. Very comfortable over long distance. Ventilation can be a bit hit and miss. I've got the I90 helmet, which I'll just show you now, which is another helmet I like to use, which is not a open face, it's just a full face. I love this helmet. It's a really good helmet to use. And again, the only reason I don't ride with this one as much anymore is because now that I do teaching, you know, a motorbike instructor, trying to shout instructions through this helmet is a little bit more difficult, you know, if I've got my helmet on, sort of to explain what I'm doing. Okay. So yeah, I bought the I90 not that long ago. As you can see, EC 2205 is written on the back, so we know it's legal in the UK and the EU. Okay, so just like the Scorpion ADX1, you know, has been tested to European standards. You've got to be very careful when buying helmets. I would advise do not buy a second-hand helmet and do not buy a helmet online. That being said, I did buy this one from sportsbikeshop.com, but because of the fact that I know my head size for HJC, I've used them for years. The one thing I would say about this helmet over the ADX1 is it finally met what I was looking for. So in my review of the ADX1, I said that there was a big issue with it and that I couldn't ride in the open face position because it wasn't J rated. Well, I'm pleased to say that HJC has made sure that this one is P/J rated, meaning that at the end of that number there, that long number inside, it's got the J, which means it's jet tested, so I can ride with it in the open face position. Okay, which means if I have to, when I'm teaching the students on the road, I can ride along like this, especially useful if I'm getting them to do 2 hill starts in a row, rather than having to lock the helmet down and go up the road, then pull over and then open the helmet back up. I can just ride up the road with the helmet down, unlocked like this, just so that, you know, it sort of saves time and, you know, I don't have to keep sort of fiddling around. Just like the ADX1, built-in sun visor, which is really good. You know, a lot of people go along with these iridescent visors which are illegal because they're not shatterproof, or that they're illegally tinted, so they don't allow 33% of natural light through. Really good, comfortable helmet as well. Nice thick padding, cut out sections as well for earpiece as well. So just in there, there's a nice little section behind there where you can put your earphones as well. See if I can get in there nice and close. Just in behind there, you can actually put your earphones in, which is really good. Sort of, it's very comfortable. You don't really notice your headsets in there at all. And there's obviously a nice bit of sort of section there you can put the microphone out on as well. Also as well, they've accommodated it for glasses as well, so you can size your glasses in, which is really, really nice. And I find as well with this that compared to the ADX1, the locking mechanism is a bit stronger, so it locks down a little bit better than I find with the ADX1. The ADX1 can be a little bit hit and miss. I also mentioned as well on the ADX1 that the sort of claustrophobia side of it, a lot of people find that they don't like full face helmets because it can be a bit claustrophobic. I found with this one that actually, when I lock the helmet down, that there is still enough room to get my fingers up through the chin skirt quite comfortably. So it's it's not as directly in front of your face as the ADX one as well, which is quite nice. So for those of you who kind of like the idea of a full face helmet, or a flip face helmet, but think actually I don't want a full face because of the claustrophobia side of it, because generally speaking full face helmets do come quite close. The I90 here is very sort of spacious up front. You know, I can sort of move my microphone around and give it a bit of movement and things like that. So however, a couple of things I don't like about the I90, this chin skirt. The ADX ones is ventilated, which is quite nice, allowing airflow. Yes, it does pick up a little bit of noise from the microphone, but what I do find about this one is it's hard to set. You'll see that it's kind of bending around a bit, and I have to sort of shove my fingers up there and try and position it so it actually acts as a chin skirt. It can be a little bit fiddly sometimes, and some of you just think, really, why? The other thing I don't like is this red strap here for the actual, you know, around the ratchet. I mean, you know, why? You know, just it's annoying. It comes across the actual ridges for the clasp as well. You know, when the actual, you know, the material's outstretched, so you know, you end up in a situation where that kind of gets in the way sometimes. Again, it's not D-loops. I prefer D-loops. The iLim helmet, which I showed you earlier on, is a D-loop helmet. So again, not the end of the world, but that's just personal preference. Again though, just like with the Scorpion, this one did come in with the Pinlock anti-fog lens as well, which was really good. So again, didn't have to pay for that, which was nice. So well done HJC and Scorpion for sort of including those in your helmets. You know, price point, they're roughly around the same. Well, say around 150 to 200 pounds, both the I90 and the ADX one. So similar price point. Advantage though, obviously, is you can ride in the open face position with this one. I genuinely find this one a little bit more comfortable. I didn't have any comfort issues with this helmet at all. This one is also a size small, which, you know, so obviously different manufacturers have different shell designs, which I'm well aware of, but you know, I find that this HJC was a lot more comfortable over the same amount of time, sort of 5-hour ride, than the ADX one. So overall, a really nice helmet, the I90. I'm going to say give it an 8.5 out of 10. The reason I think it's an 8.5 and not quite higher, I find the chin skirt is too fussy. It's frustratingly annoying sometimes. It sometimes means I have to move my microphone out of the way to then put it back again to line it up, which then means making sure that my students can hear that I haven't, you know, because I might have bent it in the wrong direction, make sure that it's still connected quite nicely. I think the other issue I have with it as well, again, is it's not D-looped. I mean, that's by the by. You know, the actual helmet itself isn't flawed. It's my perception of what I want. You know, I'm well aware of that. But yeah, I think it would have been nice to have had that, and this little red strap thing just gets in the way. The other thing is as well, some people like the fact the label's tucked away for the P&J rating. I don't, purely because when I'm teaching people about the importance of not assuming that this can be ridden in the open face position and actually checking, it's not easily accessible. And I actually found the other week that I actually slightly undid my helmet by trying to get to that label in order to show it. So I went out on the road and I thought, hang on a minute, this is, you know, I just like to go out on the road, and I thought, hang on a minute, this isn't as tight as it should be. And yeah, I'd actually adjusted the chin strap trying to get to that label. So for everyday use, yeah, of course, you're not going to think, oh, who the hell's going to want to look at that and show that label? But it could have been better placed, I think. You know, I'm just being fussy now, I'm just being picky, but overall the helmet is very, very good, very, very comfortable, very, very light. It's 165, so 1,650 grams, so it's a bit heavier according to the label compared to the ADX one. I don't feel it though. The strange thing is when I put the Scorpion on, although it's technically lighter, I feel that this is lighter, and I don't know if it's because of the way of the design, but this one feels lighter to wear, surprisingly. Obviously, aerodynamically speaking, with that peak on the ADX1 is not going to be anywhere near as aerodynamic. When you put the other side pieces on the ADX1, yeah, it's very good on aerodynamics, but I don't know what it is. The HJC have managed to make this helmet feel a lot lighter than stated, and I quite like it. I've not had any problems with it at all. I like the different colorations on it as well. It's a little bit more noticeable, but without being garish. It's kind of quite funky. The ADX1 again is a lovely helmet, you know, in terms of colours and things like that. But I think for the pearl white version, it was being sold off at an extra 50-60 quid for a pearl white, and you think, come on, it's a colour. You know, there's nothing wrong with a white helmet all over, but you know, you're charging 50-60 quid, you're asking 50 or 60 quid more for a white helmet over the white and various colours, which I thought was a bit off, considering the helmet's design itself is the same. So I think it's because Scorpion released it a little bit later, but I have a bit of issue with that. But no, generally speaking, you know, I like both helmets, but out of choice I would prefer to wear the HJC. I feel it's a much better thought out and designed helmet. I feel that the ADX1 tried to be all things to all people, and whilst they've done a very good job, it's kind of jack of all trades, master of none. It's not quite quiet enough to be a long distance touring helmet, maybe not quite comfortable enough to be a long distance touring helmet. You know, the fact that the vents aren't particularly good at ventilation in either helmet, you know, they're not brilliant in either helmet, but the fact that at least with this one, if it gets really unbearably hot, you can ride in the open face position, whereas the other one you can't, presents a little bit of a problem. I can't see why you would want to ride with the ADX1 as a motocross style helmet when you could just buy a motocross helmet. I like the fact that they've done it as the enduro helmet. You know, I think that is a big appeal over it, because the enduro helmets tend to be quite expensive, and therefore I think HJC have missed a little trick, you know, with some of their range. But saying that, what HJC have done very well with this helmet is that they've designed a good dual homologated helmet whereby it's comfortable, it's not too heavy, the padding is really good for noise cancellation and for, you know, for warmth as well. You know, I've been out in some pretty horrendous weather in this helmet, and I haven't felt cold. My head hasn't felt cold or compromised with water coming in through any parts of it. You know, the ADX1 hasn't done too bad, but what I noticed with the HJC is that the pinlock plastic fits a little bit better, in terms of it covers more of the visor, whereas the ADX1 got a bit of steaming up right down here along the edge of the ridge where that doesn't actually line up, so you get a bit of steaming up, obviously, because the actual pinlock design doesn't come down far enough, which I think is again a missed sort of thing by Scorpion. You know, it's a bit of a disappointment really, but hey ho. But no, I hope you've enjoyed the review. You know, and it's given you some extra information about the whole legality of riding with helmets open and things like that. You know, some helmets aren't tested to do that, and you've got to think about that. You know, if that's something that's important to you, you have to bear in mind that not all of them can be ridden in the open face position. So anyway, it's been nice sort of catching up with you and putting these two videos out. I hope you enjoyed them. You know, feel free to comment if you don't like them, that's fine, be nice about it, but you know, if there's something you didn't enjoy about it, like I'm not enjoying the fact that someone's trying to cut their grass now, but hey, you know, what can you do? So I do apologise for the background noise, but yeah, you know, comments good or bad, I'm happy to receive them and just sort of take them on board. You know, I'm new to this, so hey, you know, whatever works for you guys. Alright, take care, and I'll see you soon.